Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is News and Week in Review. We're going to be going over a bunch of news pieces, going over all the stuff, diving into the Week in Review, games I played, all that stuff. We're going to skip the topic of the week, only because I don't actually have one, and I didn't want to force one in, so we'll skip that. But timestamps down below, links to everything, all the usual stuff. Starting off the bat with escape rooms. We have Clue having escape rooms. Basically, Hasbro is bringing escape rooms to the table with Clue-themed escape rooms, although I think I'm on the wrong link. I think I'm on the wrong... No, mate, I think it is the right link. This is the right link. This might be the right link. This might not be the right link. We all have the right link in the description down below. But basically, they're going into the escape room genre. You know, the whole unlock, exit, all that stuff. Using their IP Clue, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's a thing now. From there, we have Contra the board game from Blacklist Games, as well as Mega Man Adventures. Both of these do seem to be starting to show up. I've seen people getting their copies of Contra. I believe I've seen Mega Man Adventures. Basically, Blacklist Games, if you've missed it, they had a very successful company for a bit, and then they had a bunch of issues, it looks like, and just in terms of getting things over the finish line. It does look like things might be headed in the right direction. I mean, it's something that, in general, obviously delays are delays and issues are issues. I'm not trying to in any way minimize what they are, and I've expressed my own frustrations with Blacklist Games many times and have continued to do so because of the way things were handled. That said, on the silver lining side of things, it does look like they are continuing to deliver and slowly push their way across the finish line as far as their games go. Mega Man Adventures, by the way, I've played that one. Really enjoy it. It kind of gives me strong Marvel United vibes. I think I prefer Marvel United because of the theme, but the gameplay vibes very, very similar. Designed by Michael Kelly from One Stop Co-op Shop. Then from there, we have Relia Rises Again. Relia, I can't pronounce that one. Cthulhu Rises Again with the Unspeakable Box. For those who are wondering, this is CMON's ongoing Kickstarter, Cthulhu Death May Die, Fear of the Unknown. And people were wondering and asking what content will be available for the original pledges, and the answer now we know is, you can get the Unspeakable Box. If you missed out on the Unspeakable Box, you have the opportunity to get your hands on it in terms of the $120 for the Kickstarter exclusive. You also have the opportunity to get your hands on the, giant dude over there, Giant Cthulhu, for $180 if you want your hands on him. Looks like he is colored differently. I don't think he was colored. Yeah, new green color with some updated rules to fit unknown monsters into it. So yeah, if you missed out on any of that stuff, this is your opportunity to get your hands on it. I highly recommend Cthulhu Death May Die. I do think getting the Giant Cthulhu is completely unnecessary, and I'm not saying I won't get it, but if I do get it, I have to figure out where it goes, because a Giant Galactus, Giant Cthulhu, will it even fit? I don't know. You should not get Giant Cthulhu. If you want to not listen to me, like I might not listen to me, by all means, but it's not a gameplay worthwhile purchase. It's just a fun, hey, I want to be that kind of person purchase. But that's, yeah, if you were wondering and you were asking and you wanted the original content, well, you'll have access to it now. Then we have him over there. Space Mountain. Ravensburger is bringing the Space Mountain board game to you. So you have the opportunity. I think this is actually a little older news, but I only saw it recently. So Ravensburger is bringing Space Mountain to you if you want to check that out. Continuing the rise. We're having a whole lot of just Disney games. And Ravensburger, obviously, with their Lorcana upcoming trading card game, are obviously partnering with Disney in a variety of ways as well. I don't have a personal interest in Space Mountain. I'm not against the game, but I don't actually care or know about it. I am very interested in Lorcana, but let's not go down the rabbit hole of being distracted today. Then from there, we have news that I was very excited about, and then less excited about after, but we basically have Bunny Kingdom, Bunny Express more specifically. There's an expansion for Bunny Kingdom called Bunny Express, which got me incredibly excited. It's like trains and tracks, and I love Bunny Kingdom, and it's been a while since there was an expansion, and I'd love to see more content for the game. And then I saw that Bunny Express is like this tiny little thing to just determine turn order in terms of placing tracks down. Seems like it's more work than is worthwhile. Haven't played it, just guessing. I am still reluctantly excited, but I don't actually think I'm going to use this. I think I'll get it to try it at some point, and I don't know if I care enough. But the idea and the premise is great, just I wish it affected more than just turn order. I wish it had more of an impact on the game state. But I definitely, Yellow, if you're watching this, I definitely want more content for Bunny Kingdom. Yes, please, thank you very much. Then we have Renegade Games, and this is actually not just Renegade Games, but Renegade Games has a spooky Halloween sale going on, October 24th to the 31st, and that means you still have a day or two to actually get to it. But yeah, the spooky sale for Halloween for Renegade Games. Saw a bunch of these sales going on. I don't know if I'll have links to a bunch of them down below because I didn't actually collect them all as they were happening, but there are a bunch of links. I think Miniature Market has a sale. Basically, Halloween sales are a thing. A bunch of opportunities to get your hands on different options. They have 50% off Snallygaster, Gloomy Graves, and Lucidity, as well as other options over there on different types of things. That's Renegade. I'm just picking Renegade right now, but check out your Halloween sales. See what options are out there. See what works for you. And then we have Elden Ring, the board game. This is actually not really news, but I don't know if I ever announced the date for this. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% certain That's going up November 22nd because they announced the date. I don't remember if I said the date in any previous week in review, so I wanted to make sure to include it so that you know. So you can decide what you want to do, and that is Elden Ring. And then lastly, we have, again, a little older news, but I only just saw this, but we have Legendary Encounters. That's the Legendary system from Upper Deck Games. They apparently are bringing you a Matrix version of the Legendary system, which I probably won't play because I haven't really heavily gotten into the Legendary system. I didn't love Legendary Marvel, and haven't continued to pick things up past that one. But for those who do like Legendary, and those who do like the Matrix, and I definitely fall into the latter category, Legendary is bringing you a Matrix-style board game in their Legendary system. As we have for news and week in review, which brings us, because there's no topic of the week, we're going to be diving straight into what I played. Let's see, going ahead and diving into this, finding I have to log my plays. I log my plays, for those who always ask or occasionally ask, I log my plays in a thing called BG Stats, and in the meantime, in between doing that, I log them in an email draft because I can't, it's faster to just take a little note in an email, and then I often get them all caught up later. My scores aren't accurate, my logged plays aren't accurate, but there's some degree of remote, rough accuracy intertwined amongst those things. So, what do we have over here? We have a few options, a few things played. Starting off the bat with Wednesday. Wednesday I played, where's my plays? Give me a second here. Nope, no, I played that. That was last week. Okay, we got that. I think we're over here. Yeah, let's go with that. Wednesday I played Mosaic. I played Mosaic last Wednesday, which I may have talked about, I don't recall. I don't know where we're up to. I don't know. From Thursday I played Roleplay Adventures, continuing to dive into Roleplay Adventures over on Twitch, continuing to enjoy it. I'll have a review up for it this week, actually. I still haven't finished the campaign, but I'm 5 games deep. By the time I film my review, I might be 6 games deep, but I should have a review up for you before the campaign goes live, so you can check that out if you want to see my opinion on Roleplay Adventures. Then we have Calico. Got a bunch of plays of Calico in. I've been playing a lot of Calico recently. We'll get into Calico soon. These games of Calico were multiplayer. Got in a whole bunch of solo Calico soon. Just learned the solo mode, and we'll talk about it. Friday, I got in a play of Unconscious Mind. Unconscious Mind is fantastic. I have a review that went up this past week, but I love Unconscious Mind. Big fan of it. We'll talk about it more when I talk about the videos of the week. Then we have Horizons of Spirit Island. Played that. I should have coverage on that soon at some point. Basically, it's more Spirit Island. I'll save you watching my review. The short version is it's more Spirit Island. If you like Spirit Island, it's more stuff. I think if you like Spirit Island already, the only reason to get Horizons of Spirit Island is the new spirits, but I'll talk about that more in my coverage of it. Got more plays of Framework in. Framework from Ray Rosenberg. Really enjoying that one. On Saturday, I played Calico like 10 times. Like, I played the solo mode 10 times, lost it like 8 of those times, got 2 wins in on it. But the solo mode of Calico is actually pretty hard. It's a different way of approaching the game because you're not trying to get the highest score, you're trying to get the highest score while achieving certain objectives, which changes the way you approach the engine. But I do very much enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun with Calico, the solo mode, more than I expected to. Then we have Marvel Zombies. Got to play Marvel Zombies in. I'll have coverage in that as well once I get a few more scenarios into my belt. The first scenario is not enough. I already played regular Marvel Zombies, but Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance is, well, a lesser experience. In many ways, it's a lesser experience. We'll talk more about that. I do not rate it as high as Marvel Zombies, in case you're wondering. At least not yet, but we need more plays. Then we have, I lost my place, Slay the Spire. I've been playing more Slay the Spire, diving into this one continuously, got some solo plays in, I'll have some, well, as I go through this more, I'll have some more multiplayer plays, but Slay the Spire, we'll talk about that more. I'll have a review of it this week as well. Basically, Tuesday, I think this Tuesday is Roleplay Adventures Gullpacks of Secrets, and Slay the Spire. That's going to be Tuesday's video, I believe. Sunday, we got more Calico in, just a lot of Calico happening. On Monday, we got more Mosaic in. Mosaic is a fun game, I'm enjoying it every single time. Monday, we got more Slay the Spire in, some multiplayer Slay the Spire, we'll talk more about that. Tuesday was Gloomhaven. Then I got some cartographers. I played cartographers? I did play cartographers. Yes, we played cartographers. I played cartographers on Tuesday. The Heroes one, regular one, I don't really remember. Then Roleplay Adventures. Gotten a few plays of Roleplay Adventures Gullpacks' Secret on Tuesday as well. Diving into the prototype of that. It's more Roleplay Adventures. If you like Roleplay Adventures, this is a good thing. It's more scenarios. It's some small gameplay changes that I do like. But if you don't like Roleplay Adventures, it's not going to change your mind. And if you do like Roleplay Adventures, it's more Roleplay Adventures. On Wednesday, we got some plays of Shake That City from AEG. It's a game I dove into at Gen Con, had a chance to play it again. Opinion definitely went up, but we'll talk more about it doing my review whenever that happens. We got in a play of Destinies, have not dived into Destinies in a long time. Regular Destinies, I played Destinies Witchwood recently, but regular Destinies I haven't played in a while, but since diving into Destinies, I kind of wanted to dive back into Destinies. Since diving into Witchwood, I want to dive back into Destinies. Overall, still enjoying it. Has gone down for me. It's definitely gone down for me. This is true even a bit with Witchwood, not as much because Witchwood was still new, but having played more games like Roleplay Adventures, Destinies is, I prefer playing without the app. Roleplay Adventures gives me the Destinies experience without the app. So I still love Destinies, make no mistake. Still an excellent game, but I think some other narrative experiences have have pushed it to the side a bit just because they do a lot of the same things with an app. It's not going anywhere. Destiny's not going anywhere, at least not yet. Then we have Truth Too Terrible. I got to play of Truth Too Terrible in. It's a small little deduction game. Simple, fun, interesting game about playing the odds, basically, as you try to make your deduction. A little clue, little hidden whatever. A decent game, not one I'm going to be seeking out. Then we have Dead of Winter. Played Dead of Winter, which I played half a game years ago. But I played Dead of Winter this past week again, diving into it. Reminds me very much of Shadows over Camelot in terms of the overall approach to the gameplay, including the possibility of a traitor or not a traitor in the game. I think I prefer the theme of Shadows over Camelot as well as the art of Shadows. Well, the art which is pretty good, actually. I think I prefer the theme of Shadows over Camelot, though. Then I played Battleship. Yes, I played Battleship. Yeah, sometimes I play games that aren't the kind of games you'd expect, and I play Battleship. I lost, by the way. Then on Thursday dove into Oathsworn again, continuing to dive into Oathsworn, continuing to enjoy it. I may be resetting the campaign to do a full campaign filmed playthrough, not on this channel. We'll figure it out. I don't know the exact details, but I may be starting the campaign from scratch, so we'll see how that goes. But Oathsworn, yeah, Oathsworn is continuously excellent. One of the nice things is I dove into it with new characters this time, tried more characters. I just like the character depth and the character differences. Like, I played the Ranger this time. Really like the Ranger class. I like the Ranger class. I had a lot of fun playing the Ranger. The Witch is also insane, by the way. The Witch is generally insane. Then Thursday was more Shake That City from AEG. More of that. I'll have coverage on that. They're going to have a campaign soon. And that is what we have as far as games played, which brings us to the videos of the week. Starting off with Saturday. Saturday was started off with Ocean's Legends of the Deep review. A review only of the Legends of the Deep part, not the solo part. I did not have a chance to play the solo part, nor did I have a strong interest in playing the solo part. Solo games are I love certain solo games, but it is very much pick and choose for me where I choose to engage in solo games. But overall, I enjoyed Legends of the Deep. It brings to Legends what Seven Wonders Leaders brings to Seven Wonders. So if you like Oceans, I think that is generally a good thing to the game. A little more chaos, you have to factor that in, but I like what it adds. Legends of the Deep just adds more characters to kind of add overarching stuff to your species and all that stuff. Then on Saturday I had another review for Zoo Tycoon. I really enjoyed this one. Happy to see it doing well. Crossed the 100,000 mark. I was a little worried for it because, like, before the campaign launched, it had like very few followers relative to the IP, but they crossed the 100,000 mark. They're doing overall well. Happy for them. I think it's a great game. I give it a 4 out of 5. My biggest concern is that I think that if you're walking into it expecting a lighter experience, it is not that. Meaning it might be a audience versus game disconnect in terms of expectations. I think it's great. I am happier because it feels like you're managing a zoo, but it's a lot going on. Then on Sunday I had a massive giveaway video. If you missed that, make sure to check that out. I'll be announcing the winners next week in review, assuming I remember to actually do so, but that's the game plan, at least as of right now. But that's a massive giveaway video. If you want the opportunity to win a bunch of games and subscribe to the channel and all those things, you don't have to subscribe to the channel, but it's appreciated. But yeah, that is what's going on for Sunday's video. A bunch of games. We had Merchant's Cove, Sniper Elite, a giant crokinole board. That one, the rest of the games are all being given away by me, but the giant crokinole board is being sponsored by Kevin. Kevin sponsored the giant crokinole board. Thank you, Kevin. You're awesome. Lots of comments wanted the crokinole board too, which I don't blame you. Then on Monday we had 2 back and not to back. A ton of stuff going up, tons of games right now, tons and tons of games. In fact, we'll talk about it later in one of the upcoming videos that I did as well this past week. But Tuesday was a Destinies Witchwood coverage. We started with that. That's basically just going over the Destinies Witchwood. It's more Destinies. I wasn't sure as I did the video whether it was standalone or not. Like, the prototype I was sent needed the base game, but I wasn't sure if that was a prototype issue. But no, it's not a standalone game. It's very much an expansion, but it gives you more Destinies. If you like Destinies, I think you'll like Witchwood. If you don't like Destinies, I don't think Witchwood will change your mind. It's the same conversation. I did see that they are adding some more things to the solo mode as well as far as how it works. From what I've seen of those plans, I don't know if it's going to change my interest in solo, but it might change yours. For me, I'd rather play Destinies with multiple people. That's why I'm with it right now. Then later on Tuesday we had overall Destinies Witchwood, great game. Then later on Tuesday, we had Hidden Leaders, Forgotten Legends, a review of that one. That gives you a few modules to Hidden Leaders. I liked 2 of the 3 modules, and the third one I was kind of more middle on. Wasn't for it, wasn't against it, it was just okay. But they are making changes apparently to that module, so that may change my opinion, but I haven't played those changes yet. Then lastly on Tuesday, we had Marvel Zombies and Spirit Island. Basically talking about Marvel Zombies and Spirit Island unboxing, which I then subsequently played them. But yeah, that went up this past week, and yeah, it's basically what just happened. Nothing happened. It's all good. But diving into Marvel Zombies and Spirit Island, unboxing the 2 games, taking a look at them, and just getting talking about the nature of these migrations of games into the general ecosystem, into the target ecosystem, and all of that. That was that video. Then Wednesday was a Cthulhu Death May Die review. Overdue on this one. Way overdue. Technically speaking. Something paused. What's up? What's up? Something paused. I apologize. What is going on? Sorry for that cut. It looked like things stopped recording, but I think we're good. Anyways, but yeah, as far as Wednesday was Cthulhu Death May Die review. Basically, my opinion on Cthulhu Death May Die. I love Cthulhu Death May Die. It's been pretty clear since the very beginning of my channel. It's like, I think the second video I put up on my channel was talking about Cthulhu Death May Die versus Marvel Zombies, or not Marvel, versus Zombicide Black Plague. Not really a full playlist, not that in a typical sense, but just kind of generically talking about the games from my experiences with them. Cthulhu Death May Die is a 5 out of 5 for me. It's a game that I love, I adore. There's an active Kickstarter for it now. No, I don't get anything if you back it. I just like the game and want to share it. Fun fact, it is CMON's highest rated game. If you look at their ratings, it actually exceeds Blood Rage by a few tiny points. Blood Rage is just more popular, which is why it's ranked higher, but Cthulhu Death May Die is CMON's highest rated game. And I understand that. For me, Blood Rage might still win, but they're definitely neck and neck. Cthulhu Death May Die might win. We'll talk about that in my upcoming reviews or ratings for the year when I do that. Anyways, that was the Wednesday. Later on Wednesday, we did an interview with Steamforged Games about their Dark Souls, their re-releasing of their Dark Souls lines, what they're doing with it, all that stuff. And then on Thursday we had 10 fantastic games you should back. Basically talking about the current crowdfunding space, mostly the current crowdfunding space, and talking about 10 games that I think are absolutely fantastic, that are great games, all of which I've played, that I really recommend. Basically, some of my favorite games or favorite expansions are currently available to back. I'll note two things. One is I got a whole lot of comments saying, hey, don't back Spirit Island. It's a great game, but there's no reason to back it. Honestly, you're not that wrong. I talked about this in my to back or not to back. I think the campaign for Spirit Island is a little lackluster. They're trying to approach it and change it, but I do think it is a weaker back. I think you should still get the game, but I do think it's a weaker back. And then the other comment I got a bunch of was, hey, why don't you talk about Castle of Burgundy? That's available to late pledge. And the answer is because I didn't know the timing of when the late pledge was opening on that one, or even that it was opening that soon. So maybe I'll do another follow-up video of 10 campaigns you can late pledge that are super, super awesome. Maybe. If I do, Castle of Burgundy will definitely be in that, and it may well be number 1. From there on Friday I had a review for Unconscious Mind, a fantastic game from Fantasia Games. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Ever since shifting to, I used to be more casual with my 5 out of 5s. Like if a game was, if I loved a game, it was a 5 out of 5. Period. I liked from a personal sense, I liked my old rating system of basically having 2, 3, 4s, and 5s. 1s existed, but were barely ever used, if at all. 2s were infrequent. 3s and 4s, 3 was my most common rating, 4 was really good games, and 5 were the games I loved. Once I added 0.5s to my rating scales, suddenly I felt more gun-shy about giving out 5s, which arguably is a good thing. I don't like it though. I like just being excited. If I love something, I should be excited about it. And so I hesitate now. Like I hesitate now with different games. Like, is it a 4.5? Is it a 5? Like it's definitely, if I love a game, it's definitely one of those two. But which category does it go into? Unconscious Mind gets a 5. Unreservedly a 5. I don't have to wonder or think. It has one of the more rewarding tableau systems, similar to Encyclopedia, that I very much loved and also gave a 5. I very much enjoy and appreciate the puzzle of Unconscious Mind. I am absolutely mindful of the fact that I've now given Fantasia Games 2 5 out of 5s on their 2 games. It is what it is. The good news is I don't really do that in most companies, although I guess I've done that on Unsettled and Vindication. Orange Nebula have gotten Unsettled and Vindication. Their only 2 games have also gotten a 5 out of 5. So it has happened, but it's definitely infrequent. Sometimes I just really like what a company puts out. Trust me, both those companies will put out a game at some point that does not get a 5 out of 5. Today is not that day, though. I think Unconscious Mind is fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it. Then later on Friday, we had a unboxing for DEI Divide et Impera from Ludus Magnus Studios. Started the process of unboxing that one. I need to get it up and tabled. Then again, I need to get a million games tabled, so we'll see what happens when. That brings us to today. Today we have a few things. We have a review for The Hunger, probably The Hunger. A review for The Hunger going up later today at 1, and then Fit to Print is getting a review later at 4 p.m., I want to say. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fit to Print is getting a review as well, and so that will be going up later today if you want to check that out. That's from Flat Out Games. That's from them, from these people, from Cascadia, Verdant, and all that stuff, and Calico. Anyways, that is basically that, which brings us to next week. Next week we'll have a few things. Hopefully, if I get my stuff done in time, we'll have an upcoming Kickstarters for November video going up, as well as a Slay the Spire review, and hopefully gameplay as well. I'd love to have both for you. So I'm aiming for a review on Tuesday and a gameplay on Wednesday. We'll see what happens, but that's my plan. And then lastly, the games on the table. Speaking of which, we have Slay the Spire, which I hope to film a gameplay of later today. We have Between Two Cities Essential Edition from Stonemaier Games. Would love to dive into this week. Don't know if I will or won't. Verdant should be an easy game to dive into, and with me loving the solo mode of Calico, I think I'll be diving into this one solo as well, because at this point I want to try it. And then lastly, we have Roll and Fight Episode 2 Vengeance, a roll and fighting game from Mighty Boards that I am halfway through the rules, and it's not that long a rulebook, so it should be easy enough to play into. And that is everything. That is what we have. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have an excellent weekend. I hope you get some games played, have fun with your loved ones, all that kind of thing. Or just play the Slay the Spire on Steam, honestly. It's a great game, and until you have this, that's your only option for right now. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.